Hi, beautiful. Welcome to High Vibe Honey for the week of the 8th of April, 2019. I'm your host, Gala darling. I'm wearing some new hair and I kind of want to change my hair so it's actually this color all the time. I don't know. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. I'm very excited that you're here. Thank you for coming back. And if you're new, welcome to High Vibe Honey. This is your weekly energetic reset where I pull tarot cards, I tell us what's coming up for the week, and then I use tapping, which is an energy psychology technique to bust through any blocks that you may have about receiving these blessings that I am about to tell you about. So it's a very good time. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share them, tell your friends, tell the world, put an ad in the newspaper and fucking let people know that this is what we're doing. The more people doing this, the better, because don't we all want a world full of people who feel good about themselves? Yes, we do. And that is exactly what tapping brings to us. So this week we are using the Holly Simple Tarot card deck. As you probably know, I've been using it for a long time. It's one of my absolute favorites. And the cards that came up this week are so on point, and I think you're really going to enjoy the messages that they have for you this week. So our first card is the Ace of Cups in the reversed position. Now this is really interesting. When the Ace of Cups is in the upright position, it usually tells us that there's a lot of love around us, that there are romantic beginnings, that we love our friends, that we love our partner, that we love our family, that we're just full of gratitude and we're excited and our cup overfloweth, as they would say. But in the reverse position, you might be like, oh my God, what does that mean? Does that mean nobody loves me? What does this mean? But the Ace of Cups in the reversed position is actually the ultimate radical self-love card. Ah, I love that. I love that. Of course I do, because I mean, radical self-love is my shit. And in fact, I don't know if you know, I have it tattooed on my arm. That's how much it's my shit. So when this card comes up, the Ace of Cups in the reverse, it tells us that it's really time for us to focus on our radical self-love practices. And not to say that we're not doing it well right now, but to really double down on our efforts and to do what you need to do to make yourself feel good about your life. So whether that's going for a long walk, whether it's calling a friend, or it could be that you want to cancel some appointments and just be with yourself. Only you will know what is right for you in this moment, but I want you to pay attention to what's kind of coming up, what sort of urges you feel, and just then go do that. So the other thing about the Ace of Cups in the reverse position is it tells us that you might be in a phase of doing some investigative work on yourself. You might be looking closely at old habits that you have, or patterns that you're seeing and noticing, or routines that you're falling into easily, and asking yourself, what the fuck is that about? So it's really a time of emotional inquiry where you're looking at what's going on and kind of thinking, okay, what's the common denominator here? Well, it's me. So what does that mean and what can I do differently? So there are a lot of ways that we can deal with these things that are coming up. We can go and have some therapy. We can do some journaling. You can do some tapping. There's lots of different ways to deal with these kinds of things. But just because this card has come up, I think it really is telling us that it's time to really take ourselves seriously, take our self-love journey seriously, and recognize that it's something that's always an evolution. I mean, I literally wrote the book on radical self-love, and it is still a constant process for me. And I still had a FaceTime with my therapist yesterday where she was telling me things, and I was like, oh, so what I'm saying here is that it's always a process, and it really can help to have a therapist or a trained mental health professional in your corner, because they can help you see things that you can't see because you're too close to it. It's not a matter of not being intelligent or not having the information. A lot of us are pretty well informed about psychology, but sometimes when you're so close to it, it's like you can't see the forest for the trees. So I would really recommend, if that's something that is within your budget and you do have a therapist that you like, that maybe you just go have a session, just have a sit down and see what comes up. I think you will be pleasantly surprised by what you discover. Now, our second card of the week is the Seven of Pentacles, and it is also in the reversed position. So interesting, right? So the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse is really asking us, where are you investing your time, your energy, your resources right now? And is that really where you should be putting your time and your energy? Pentacles are about the physical realm and the material world. So this isn't necessarily about putting a lot of mental energy towards something. It's really about putting physical energy towards something. So where are you putting a lot of time right now, and where is it sort of not paying off? And you're like, you know what? I don't know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my time or with my money or whatever. Ask yourself, what is the return on investment in this for me? And is it really working out? And what patterns can I see? Like, does this seem like something that's going to have a miraculous turnaround, or am I really wasting my time here? So I want you to ask yourself that question this week as well. And in the Gala Darling Show, episode 14 with Aurora Lady, which came out this week, I was talking to her about the idea of busy work and how extremely tempting it can be to engage in busy work, to write a massive to-do list and then tick it all off and feel accomplished, but then to realize you're actually not building towards your legacy as you work on your to-do list. You're really just keeping yourself busy. You're being efficient, sure, but what are you really building towards? And we were talking about this, and I said, you know what? I kind of feel like the idea of inbox zero has got to go, because the truth is that most people will not die if you don't respond to their email. This shit is not essential. What is essential is that you create the thing that you really want to create, whether that's a book or a play or a community center, or whether you want to do something in your world that's really going to change things for other people. It's way more important to put your time there than to tick everything off your fucking to-do list. So this week with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, it's really just saying, like, are you really putting your time and your energy and your money into the right places? Or are you kind of just doing it to do it? Are you doing it because maybe you said you would do it? Or you're doing it because you're hoping something will change? So really get clear with yourself this week and ask yourself those questions. Now, the third card that came up is a real goodie. A real goodie. And it's the Chariot. And you know what is so interesting? I watched 2 different Virgo readings last night on YouTube, and they both pulled the fucking Chariot in the upright position. Amazing. Like, I don't know if you've ever done that, where you watch YouTube readings for your sign for the month. Whenever I do that, I am amazed by the amount of people that pull the same cards. It's truly mind-blowing. Anyway, so the Chariot is such a great card. The Chariot says you can have anything you want as long as you employ your willpower. So as long as you know what you want and you're heading towards it, you can have anything that you like. And it's really asking us to focus. So like with the last card, you know, we're thinking about, where am I investing my time and my resources? With this card, it's kind of asking us to hone in and get clear on one specific thing, not to waste our time by working on 10 million projects at a time. It doesn't really work. So pick one thing and put your energy into that in a concerted way, and you'll see massive dividends paid on that. The other message of the Chariot is that it's really time to be bold and to assert yourself and to understand your value. You have to have faith in yourself and in your abilities and in your gifts. And maybe it's time to put your prices up. Maybe it's time to let people know that you are working in this realm and you're available to do it. Whatever it is, I'm sure there's something in your life where you're like, you know, I feel like I could step up more in this way. And this is the week to do it. And the tapping that we're going to do today is really going to help you do that. But the other thing about the Chariot, if you're in a situation where you're looking for love or you're in a relationship and you're kind of having some about it, this card says that it's time to do things your way in love. So you have had plenty of experience with love. You've had lots of different partners. You've been on dates. You've done this. You've done that. You've experienced a whole gamut of emotions and feelings and experiences. But this card says that you know what you want and you know who you are, and there's no time for settling anymore. The time for settling is long gone. Here's an example of this from my own life. I went on a few dates with someone, and I remember telling him that I was going to get a tarot card reading. And he said something to me like, oh, I try to stay away from stuff like that. And in that instant, I thought, okay, he's not the man for me. And I also thought, oh, I guess I should not tell him that I pull tarot cards for my audience every week. And then when I did my next reading for you guys, I felt not as good about it. I felt the subtle pressure of knowing that someone I was interested in was not going to fully ride for what I love. And that small, tiny, little creates like an energetic leak. So what the Chariot is telling us is that you can have absolutely anything that you want and that you don't have to settle. And it's time to do things your way. So if there is someone in your life, romantically or otherwise, who kind of just lets you know, even in a subtle way, that like, they're not really about what you're about, or they're not impressed by your interest in XYZ or whatever, it's okay to get in your fucking chariot and ride away. There's just no fucking time for people who don't get you. Why would you want to be in something where the person doesn't fully get it and isn't fully stoked on what you do? It's just, what's the point of that? So this week's tapping is all about the notion that you can have anything that you want, that you don't have to settle, and that your only limit is your imagination. So it's going to be hot. I would love for you to start drinking some water while you do this, or while we talk for this next little section. And what I wanted to say before we get into the tapping was, I got a message from a woman named Andrea recently who said that she has some problems with mobility, and was it okay to only tap with one hand? The answer is absolutely yes. You can definitely tap with just one hand, and in fact, a lot of people do. And the original version of tapping was really just with one hand. I like to use two hands because I like to unite the masculine and feminine sides of my body. I like to use both the left and right sides of my brain and unite them while I'm tapping, but it really doesn't make a difference. You can do it any way that feels good to you. And if you have mobility issues where, for example, you can't lift your arms over your head to get this point up here, that's also completely fine. You can just tap here if that's the only point that you can reach and is comfortable, or you can just tap your wrists if that's the only thing that feels good. So whatever you need to do to tap is totally fine. There's really no rules. It's like the most chill technique on the planet. There's no like you're gonna do it badly and you're gonna be sent into a black hole or something. It doesn't exist. There's no wrong here. So I wanted to say to Andrea, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. Hopefully this information will help other people. And in fact, today I'm only going to tap with one hand just to show you how it can be done and to show you that it's no different. So you can do it with one hand if you want to. You can do it with two, whatever you like. Try it with one hand though and see if you prefer that. See if it feels different. See if you like it. It's all a big experiment, right? There's no wrong. Okay, so for this tapping, I'm just going to use my right hand. I'm not going to use my left, and I'm just going to demonstrate what tapping looks like when you only use one hand. It's really easy. You'll be able to follow along with no problems at all. So this week, we're not tapping out any negative old beliefs. We're just tapping in hot new affirmations. So this is a really great tapping to save and come back to. This could be a tapping that you do every morning. Imagine how fucking superpowered you would be if you did this every morning. It would blow your whole life up in the best way possible. So because we're just going to tap in the positive, we're not going to use the karate chop point. We're just going to start on the top of the head, and it's going to be really hot. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. I can have anything that I want. No matter what's in my mind, and no matter how big my imagination is. Truly, nothing is off limits for me. I am full of excitement about my future and about all the things that are coming to me next. And the best part about my life is that I get to have whatever I want. I don't have to play small. I don't have to settle. And I don't have to dumb myself down. My life is limitless. Just as limitless as my imagination. And I know that when I ask for things, it massively increases the probability of me getting them. I am no longer shy about asking for what I want. Because I understand my inherent value. And I know that what I bring is a gift. So actually, wouldn't it be selfish of me not to share that? I am excited to let the world know that I am available. That I exist and I have wonderful things to offer. And that I don't have to take the first thing that's offered to me. I can negotiate for what I want. I can ask for more with kindness. And I can expect the best for myself. Because I bring the best all the time. I am really proud of who I am. And I am proud of who I am becoming. I am doing my best every single day. And today is no exception. I have such big, beautiful dreams for myself. And I am really excited to go out there and get them. Because the journey of moving towards my goals is so deeply satisfying. And I want to embrace every single minute of it. I can have anything that I want. Because I am a really good person who brings really good things into the world. And I am here for a reason. And I'm not going to be shy about that anymore. I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. No matter what's going on around me. And I am always doing my best. And so it is. Okay, deep breath in and let it go. You did a beautiful job with that, and try doing that one in the mornings. Man, you will be on fire in the best way possible. So exciting. So I would love to hear from you how these cards are resonating in your own life. So your homework for the week, other than the things I told you to look at in the reading, is let's use the Chariot card as an example of where we want to go. And let's talk about the things that we want to create, the things we want to change, the things we want to achieve in the comments. So talk about the thing that you are doing and that you are bringing about as if it has already happened. So whatever that big goal is, that thing that you're really focused on, I want you to tell us about how good that feels now that you've got it, and how your life feels different, and the process of getting there, and how fun and easy and joyful that was. And then I really want you to go through the comments and comment on 3 other people's posts and let them know that you're so excited for them, that you were amazed by how easy it was for them, that they make it look so graceful and beautiful. And just put some spices on their comment because it will make them feel so good and it will make you feel really good too. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to pack a bag and go to Palm Springs, baby. That's what I'm doing this weekend. It's going to be fucking amazing. And I will be back next week. And I hope you enjoyed this session. And please let me know what you think in the comments.